Okay. Hello, we're getting started. We got Chenge coming in.
Chinga.
Woohoo. Welcome, Chenge. Hello, hello. We're seeing as people are hopefully coming on in. I love this black and white on you.
Hello.
It's looking great.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. I love it. And thank you so much. I got my cute scarf. I'll have to
Oh,
show it off
yay.
next week. Thank you so much. So
You're
I got some
welcome.
goodies. Yay! Well, we have I think we were supposed to have about 4 or 5 other people coming in, but you know how people are. So I think we'll just kind of get moving along, and as they come in, they'll figure it out, or they won't, and they'll watch a replay, and we'll go from there. So welcome everyone if you're just catching up with us here in the flourish and nourish and flourish. This is the time for us to get healthy, to wrap our heads around the true wealth, which is our health, something that we all know intellectually, yet we justify not doing because we're so busy. So we are here now with Miss Chelsea Cooper, Coach Cooper, wherever she wants to go, woo woo. And I'm going to go ahead and actually pass it on to her, let her take over from here, explain who she is and what's happening today. So Chelsea, welcome and go ahead.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Thanks for being here. We got a lot of things to do in a short amount of time, so welcome. Yes, my name is Chelsea Cooper. I like to go Coach Cooper, Coach Coop, whatever you like to call me. Just try to keep it within the realm of my name. Anyway, so thanks for investing in your time and being here. This is the greatest investment you can make is in your health and your wealth. I will talk a little bit about myself, but before we get started, I want to kind of get going, like dive right into what we're doing here today, what you came for, what you come for. All right, so Flourish and Nourish with Coach. Oh yeah, Chinga. Am I saying your name correctly? Chinga. She's ready.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep.
So we'll be doing this once a month. You're seeing this afterwards. That's totally fine. Today we're going to talk about movement, snacks, and food hacks for entrepreneurs. So let's get this party started. Let's do a little housekeeping before we get started. 3 things. This is a workshop, so this is an interactive workshop. So whether you're seeing this later or we're doing it right now, just try to be engaged in it as much as possible. I just find that the more you're engaged in education or anything when you're learning, the better. The more you're going to get from it, and the more it'll be active, it'll be fun, and that'll be my number 2, which I already went over. So I'm going a little ahead of myself. So if this is our first interaction for the day, is if you're open to be interactive and do the things that I asked you to do, you type 1 in the chat. So actually type yes in the chat, not 1. Type yes in the chat that you are open to be interactive and present. I know lots of things are happening today. So if you can, yes, okay. And then I'm practicing, I'm looking
Ready.
at, okay, we got full participation. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
We're gonna
I
do
love it.
this
But if you're
thing.
watching from home and this is you're like not sure what you're about, like get ready. Whatever that means, just mindset that it's not passive. You're not just listening. Yes, we were born ready, Chenge says. I love it.
Oh yeah, baby. Let me put my little keep the chat over here so I can interact as well. Okay, so that's the first thing. We're already on a good roll here. And then the second thing is I'm going to give you a lot of information. It's not going to, I'm trying to do it bite-sized so you can take some actionable things today. But if at the end you still feel like you need a little more support and guidance, and maybe I didn't answer all the questions you need, you will have opportunity to get support. So if you're cool with that, if you're still feeling overwhelmed and you're cool with getting a little more support, if you need, type 1 in the chat. We'll just do 1. We're interacting. Like we are both ready. No one needs support. Perfect. And then number 3 is I like to have fun if we haven't already figured that out in the trainings. I mean, sometimes talking about food and nutrition is not always fun, but to me, I'm passionate about it. I like it. And so I will be saying random things. We'll be having fun. So if you're cool with having fun, let's put fun in the chat and then let's get this party started. It is interactive. So if you have questions, I mean, we will have questions at the end, but if there's a question you have or something, I'll kind of leave a little bit of room for that if you need. Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to learn. That's not what I want to do. Oh, here we go. By the end of the training, you're going to learn the importance of healthy snacking, what snacks you should eat, get some ideas on what that actually looks like. Know the meaning of movement snacks. Some people know what that is, some people don't, but you will definitely know that by the end. And how to incorporate movement snacks into your daily work routine, right? Because sometimes we get all this information, but it's like, how do we actually practically put it in to practice? Okay. So that's what we're going to learn. If we're excited about that, put one in the chat. Your fingers are going to be hurting with ones all
Woo!
hour.
Get the
All
ones.
right.
We're already working out the fingers. We got it.
Yeah, there you go. That was a
Finally.
movement snack. Oops, I'm giving away all the good things. All right. So just a quick blurb about me, because it's not about me, but I do want you to know kind of my background, why you should listen to me. I have been in the fitness industry for 20 years this year. Time flies when you're having fun. 15 of those I've been in business. I've run my own fitness business. I've helped over 2,500, I can't keep count, but that's at least that many men and women. I transform their lives through movement and healthy eating, helping them get off medication, just feeling better. That's one of the main things that I like that I've done, that I like to brag about, is helping people that they've lost weight, get stronger, and just have a renewed confidence in themselves and doing all kind of things they never thought they could do. I've also worked with various companies and cities and fitness initiatives. So I've worked with Frida's, it's a specialty produce company. I worked for Orange Theory. I am a certified online trainer. I've worked for UC Irvine and some things for City of Long Beach. So kind of have a plethora of umbrella of things that I've done. If you're not familiar with those things, they're corporations and schools. And I'm funny and I will crack random jokes throughout this presentation. So yes, okay. So if you laugh, we'll get a little sticker. I might give you something extra at the end.
I love it. No,
Just
I
bear
love
with
it.
me.
Let's have fun with it. It's light, right? I think we put so much on this, like, oh, okay, I gotta make a change. I gotta do big, but it can be light, it can be simple, it can be snack size. So I love this, just easing us into it, Chelsea. Thank you. Or Coach
No,
Coop,
I
thank
love
you.
that I love that you said that, because it's like, take a deep breath. We're just here to learn and have fun, right? And get something out of it. It's not like stringent, like we're building an atom bomb or anything like that, right? We're just here
Somebody
to
saw Oppenheimer, I can tell, right? Okay. It's letting out. This is more Barbie than Oppenheimer. Let's just have a good time. All right.
Yes, yes, yes. So these are a few ways you can contact me. I'll show it again at the end, but just coachyoufit.com. That is my website. We're getting that built slowly but surely. So that's some information there. IG, you can follow me, Train with Chelsea on Facebook, Chelsea Cooper, and then email trainwithchelseaj@gmail.com. All right. So
Yeah, and
screenshot that
Chelsea,
later.
as one of our resident council members, will have a page in the group soon, so you'll be able to always connect with her. You can find her in the group, and also you will have her information on her page in there soon too. So you will always be able to connect with her in the group.
Yes. Okay, so let's dive right into it, because I am mindful of your time, everybody's time. So if you have a pen and paper, you can jot down some notes, whatever feels good to you. So let's talk about the challenges of maintaining a healthy diet amidst a busy entrepreneurial lifestyle. So if anybody, can you put one or two challenges that you might be facing? I'm going to talk about a couple, but if you have any, you can put them in the chat. If not, I'm going to give you some that I've had or dealt with myself being an entrepreneur, right? That's why I like this as well. As like, I can relate 100% to all of this. So it's not like I'm saying things I don't know how to relate to. So if you have something, you can drop it in. If not, we're moving on. So limited time. And if this resonates, okay. So some things that, some challenges, sorry. So limited time, as entrepreneurs, we're often jam-packed. We have a jam-packed schedule, right? Leaving little time for meal planning, cooking, and mindful eating. Also erratic schedule, right? I know Tanya's helping us with our schedules. So they're not so erratic. So this shouldn't be too much for our business mastery people,
But it
but
still happens.
sometimes
It still happens though, right? That's life.
right,
Yeah.
it's unpredictable, right? Nature of
Mhm.
entrepreneurship, life happens, and it leads to irregular meals and skipping meals sometimes, if it's not planned. And then lack of support. I really like this one when I was looking through. It's like entrepreneurs, we may lack a supportive network or community that encourage and reinforces healthy eating habits. And so that's why I'm here, is like that community. We need to take care of ourselves so we can be the best out there and all the good things we want to help people do.
I love it. This is huge, actually. And I think everyone take a moment there because, a lot of times we think about like corporate situations where, oh, they have a break room, there's a lot of temptation there. And I think we have the opposite, right? We have this isolation situation that a lot of us are in this bubble where we are on our own. So we might not have the potential bad influences that we would have in an office. But we also have no influence, which is also not necessarily the best, because then we become our only influence, right? We're in this silo. And just, there's this old adage, and it's going to get real serious sounding for a moment, but roll with me here. But there's a saying that was made aware with by a psychologist, and he talks about this saying that's used in like AA a lot. And it's called you're only as sick as your secrets. And you're going to go, geez, Tanya, we're talking about food here. But my thing here is that I think when we're isolated and there's no one to have these discussions with or anything that brings it to light, it's easy to not even recognize that we're in this hole, that we're kind of gone down a rough path, right? And you don't have anything that really shines it in your face. Because there aren't others around. And so having a place like this to show up, even if it's once a month, having the threads that we can have, from these conversations, I think can really bring that healthy version of group connection with food and things like that, and how we're bringing it into our lives, how we're nourishing our bodies by creating this support system in this way, right? In this healthy way. So I know that went on like a big woo down there, but I think it's really important, right? That we have this kind of, we think like, oh, I can do all these things, but we have our own little problem with our silo and our bubble. So having this support, and thank you again for Chelsea for bringing that up, is totally what it is. Or she's, Chingy says, or after a day of working at home, you forget to eat sometimes. Yeah, I've done that before. You're like, oh, well, that's not good either. That's its own problems, right? So busy you don't even eat. So yeah, definitely a big issue we see a lot, Chelsea.
Yes. And that's why, I want to give you some strategies, right? And being
Yeah.
mindful, right? I think that's the first part, like, oh yeah, let me be mindful, and then you can move forward. So yes. And
And the
then the other,
financial constraints you have on here.
yeah,
Right.
financial constraints, sometimes tight budgets, right? How do I eat
Yeah.
healthy? But there are ways to do that as well. It's almost like you want to start asking yourself, how can I eat healthier? Doesn't have to be the best, but it doesn't have to be the worst, right? Maybe we
Right.
find it or something like that. So there's a lot of different things too. Sometimes we don't have a support system, or we kind of neglect our self-care because we got to get this thing done and we got to save the world, right? And then meanwhile we're we're over here like, okay, who else am I saving? Like, okay, we got to take care of ourselves. So that'll be kind of the theme throughout probably all of my talks, is taking care of ourselves. So let's get it moving on. If you have any questions, let me know. So why is it important to have healthy snacks? Well, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but I just want to kind of give some tangible things, right? Provides sustained energy and prevents energy crashes. So basically, if you're eating a Rice Krispie treat, I don't know if that goes across all the or a cookie, right?
Something really sweet, right?
Something
Really high
sweet, right? Like,
sweetness.
oh, I'm just, it's there, I'm just eating it. If you're eating something unhealthy, you're probably going to have an energy high and then you're going to crash, right? From the processed sugary things. But if you're eating something with complex carbohydrates, some protein, some healthy fats, it's going to release slowly, and you're going to have a steady stream of fuel to keep you going throughout the day. And you'll be like, oh, okay, I ate a little bit. I'm kind of stressed, but I'm not worried about, like, I'm not hungry or hangry or have a headache, right? And sometimes those processed snacks, they're high in calories but low in nutrients. So we want to have some healthier snacks. So that's one reason. And then because we are working and helping people and doing things, we want to support our mental focus and concentration throughout the day. You eat things, it helps your brain cognitively. Consuming snacks high in antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, improve your attention and decision-making skills, All right. Again, if you're haven't eaten and all of a sudden everything just seems blurry and you just can't focus, that's because your brain runs off carbohydrates and it needs some good food. Okay. So that's just a little pointer. If you're ever feeling like, why am I feeling a little off? But just think like, did I eat in the last couple hours and what did I eat? So
because you could have eaten, but if you ate something that wasn't, I guess it sounds like with this mix of carbohydrates, protein, and fat. So maybe you had something that was just all sugar, all carbohydrate, or maybe all fat, hopefully not, or anything that just wasn't balanced. It sounds like you're gonna have some sort of kind of, I guess, imbalance, especially with sugar, you get this crash. So not only should we be paying attention to snacks as something that can help us throughout the day, but these are the benefits of them. It sounds so it can actually help bring that energy back when we've either not eaten right or not eaten at all. It sounds like, right?
correct.
And then also then our brain like or is running off of this mix. And so if we are not giving it to it or too many hours have gone by without it, we might think that we're just getting tired or maybe grumpy, but it could just be that we just need a little boost of a snack. Is that right? Am I right,
That is
Chelsea?
correct. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was trying to like
Yeah.
just recap there that's where we were at.
No, that was perfect, right? Because like, well, Coach Coop told me to eat something, right? And I'm just eating
Right.
some random thing. And then you're like, this is not doing it's not making me feel extra healthy, so we're feeling good. So definitely. Hello.
Awesome.
All
Liz just
right.
got here.
So
Liz, we're talking about snacking and why we should snack more. So you came at a good snacky time.
are you eating snacks? Does anybody have any snacks, any go-to snacks oh, giving away all the goods.
I was
Oh,
getting
that's
all
not
the good ones. I'm
oh,
old fashioned. I like a hard boiled egg. What else do we got in here?
who does that?
Um, Yeah, Changi forgets to eat. Changi, you're on the LA diet. You gotta stop that.
Oh,
The
yeah.
forget to eat one.
No, that's a big one. A lot of people do that. It's like you're so busy. Sometimes you can do a timer. I'll give some ways to make sure you don't, to help with that.
Okay.
But
Do you
definitely, how
snack,
about
Liz
you?
Rowley? Are you a snacker?
I am.
Yeah. And do you have
Yeah.
good snacks or are they all naughty snacks?
They're halfway.
Okay. What's
Um,
halfway? Can you give us an example?
yeah, my current go-to snack, simply for expedience, is a cheese stick.
Oh, okay.
So it's not great, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, it can be good fat, right, Chelsea? If she's not having a lot of other fat or that's processed throughout the day.
Yeah, yeah, and you can pair that. I don't know if my next slides have cheese on there, but I have another snack sheet I'll give you guys. But like you can pair it with like some nuts, like almonds or cashews, to
Mm.
make it more of a filling thing, right? Because the cheese is the protein and it's packaged, so it's a size. So that's not a bad snack. And then if you can do a fruit with it, or you can do some nuts, and then remember we were just talking about pairing that protein with
More
the healthy
holistic.
fats, and then it's going to kind of hold you a little longer and actually give your brain
Right.
some extra kick. So just throw
They're
some nuts.
they're really easy to carry,
Mhm.
and so it's just terribly convenient.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You
it
just
sounds
got to
like
be
you have to
careful not to
snack
have like,
more, Liz. That's what I'm hearing. You have to have that plus extra goodies, like to make it
yeah,
all good. But
yeah.
I love
No,
that. Like that's a good. What about you, Changa? Do you have a go-to snack? Good, without judgment. What is it? Oh, she has cheese too. Tomatoes
Yeah,
or fruits?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna bet
Okay.
there's chocolate. I mean, I'm not afraid
chocolate.
to admit it. Like chocolate, it's just some days like nothing else does it. Chocolate, it has to be
Yeah,
chocolate.
yeah. A
Yeah.
little
Do you do
chocolate
like
isn't
the
bad.
dark chocolate?
She said you
Do
like
you do the
dark or
dark chocolate, Changa?
No, I do the
No, she's
most
like
unhealthy
no.
one that I can.
There was no apology there. She was like,
No,
nope.
I
No.
mean the
Okay.
thing is, I don't really have unhealthy habits. Like I don't smoke, I don't really drink alcohol, so chocolate is like my thing, I
That's your
think.
thing. Got it. Okay.
hey,
Any thoughts
hey.
on that, Chelsea, on tomatoes, fruits, or chocolate?
Tomatoes, fruits, and chocolate are all great. No, it's fine. The
Okay.
tomatoes and fruit, have as much as you want. The chocolate, if it's not, I always say if you're gonna have something, it's like just portion it, right? Just have your thing. Because most of the time your brain just wants to chew it. It got the chocolate, right? You could have, I don't know what size, let's just say a size like this, like a break, right? You don't really need the whole bar. I'm just going to say you're eating a bar, right? Or a Snickers or something. I don't know. Sometimes you just need half or the little fun size and have like 2 of those, right? And it kind of hits the craving and then have your other snacks with you. I think.
Mhm.
And so I don't think anything's necessarily wrong with that. Of course, we don't want to be binging on them and eating it all the time, but having them every so often and in a portion, enjoy
Yeah.
yourself, you know.
Right? We should enjoy ourselves a little bit too. I think if we're
Yeah.
being, and Chelsea, you just said it earlier, mindful. If we're being mindful, that's the shift. Is it's when we're mindless and we just go, I don't even know what I ate or didn't eat. That's when we
Yes.
are making these poor choices, right? It's like if we just are paying attention, like even Liz, we don't have to feel bad about cheese. Cheese is great. So grab some almonds or something with it. And now we've just
Mhm.
leveled up. And it's just that mindfulness of that to go to we little shifts. So I love it. I love it. Okay, go ahead,
Awesome.
Chelsea. I'm
Okay.
just keeping the combo going here.
Oh, you are great. You're doing great. Keep chime in. So here are some ideas. Okay. Fruit and nut butters, right? So
Mhm.
that could be pairing like fresh fruits like apple and banana. I actually have a banana somewhere here or a
Okay.
prop, but I can't find it. I must have
I
ate
grew
it or
up with
something.
celery and peanut butter. I've learned that that
Yes, I
is
love
not,
celery and peanut butter.
yeah. Did you have it too, Chenge? Because my husband thinks it's the weirdest thing. Yeah, I didn't think it was a very European
We
thing.
don't really do peanut butter. Like I had
Yeah.
celery because my mom loves it, and then it was a thing in our household. But I also don't even think that's the typical thing. But peanut butter for sure
Really?
not.
Oh yeah, peanut
No.
butter and everything is a winner.
Yeah. Peanut butter. We love
But
peanut butter here
but
in the
peanut butter and
States.
And now I
celery,
love
I
it
grew up
too.
with it. Yeah.
But when I
Yeah.
was growing up, we didn't have it, so it wasn't
No,
really.
okay, okay. Yeah, we had it as kids and I was gonna have it the other day or something. I mentioned to my husband, he's like, "You're gonna do what? Like, what are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh, you've not done," and then I thought it does sound kind of weird if you know them separately and you're like, "Let's take this vegetable and stick peanut butter on it." I could get it. It's kind of weird,
Yeah.
but I love it.
And then they do the ants on the log, add a little raisins on it.
Little raisins on top, yeah. It's a little ants on a log. Yeah, see, we're
Yeah,
giving recipe
yes,
ideas here. I love it.
yes, yes.
Okay, and that's when you're doing like a nut butter without all the sugars, right, Chelsea?
Well, yeah, that's what I said. There's other nut butter, so as far as like almond, I like to go there at the store. I have the thing, they crank it out for you. It sells
Mm.
like almond butter. Peanut butter's not the worst thing, but you got to be careful with that too, not to overdo that. But total for a snack, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
all the portion and the sugar, I believe, in a lot of them as well, and
yeah,
fats, of course, but the sugar content can really be like
yeah,
surprising, especially in the American
yeah. You
versions.
want to get a
We,
healthy peanut butter. Go
right,
ahead.
we get our peanut butter ground like you get your almond butter ground.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
just peanuts. I mean,
Yes.
peanuts are not as good as almonds. I got that, but but it's just peanut butter. No sugar, no salt.
Yeah, because you look
Nice.
on those things and they have oil, hydrogenated oil, and all that stuff. That's when it becomes like, stay away
Okay.
from those peanut
Good
butters.
to
But
know.
yes,
Good to know.
thanks, Liz. That's definitely the way to go. And just a quick note on that, and we'll move on. Is the fruit and nut butter has the carbohydrate, healthy fats, and protein. Remember, so we're trying to get our snacks to have 1 or 2 things, right? Maybe not just protein, or maybe not just fat. If we can kind of pair them, it's going to have more energy, long lasting. My favorite go-to, which I have this morning, was I'll do the almond or coconut yogurt. You can do Greek or regular yogurt. Just dairy kind of is more of an inflaming type of thing. So I'm not knocking it, but if I'm gonna share it, I'm gonna say do almond or coconut yogurt. Or those are the 2 alternatives that I know about. There might be some other ones, but those are readily available, at least in the States. You can get pretty much at
Yeah.
any place now.
There's coconut yogurt over here as well. And then of course, yeah, like
Mm.
the natural yogurts, which will be maybe have a little bit of a healthier path if they're not as inflammatory. But if you do have the inflammatory from dairy, coconut's available in
Yeah.
Europe as well.
Yep. And then I do yogurt. I do granola and berries. Actually, I have a demo. I'm
A
going to eat these in
demo, my
front of you.
goodness.
I'm just joking. I'm not going to eat them in front of you, but this is a yogurt that I get. Oh, this is a cashew milk. Oh, I'm slipping. Cashew. I didn't put that on there. And then what I'll do,
Nice.
I go to a local place, to Trader Joe's. A lot of people get, and I get like organic roasted flakes.
Okay.
And I put it
Okay.
in. Sometimes I'll have it for breakfast. Sometimes I have it for lunch, not lunch, for a snack or at night when I want something. I'm like, oh, this is going to be sweet, but it's not like I'm be feeling all crazy after. So this is like my go-to thing, and I'm just like super happy. And people are like, "What's wrong with you?" But don't knock it till you try it. It's really good.
It's delicious. It's delicious. All
Liz, you
right.
want to
And then
say
you got
something?
veggies and hummus on here.
And then, yep, vegetables and hummus sticks, and then nuts and seed trail mix. Those do like a handful. Be careful, you know. But all of these are kind of a mixture of some type of carbohydrate with the fat or protein. So you kind of get where I'm going with the snacks. And it's okay if you just have a banana, like it's not the end of the world. But these are just some ideas because this is going to keep you um fuller or not as it's going to keep you fuller longer, right? You're not going to have to, especially Chinga, you forget to eat. So go ahead, when you have that snack, at least it's going to be filling. And if you forget, you did have some nutrients earlier in the day.
It's
Okay.
more sustainable, right? You're getting a better level of energy and things that are going to support you as you're busy than if you're just ate, right? Like even if you're eating well, it sounds like you said, it banana, no one's gonna be like, oh no, you ate a banana. But if you're doing just that little extra step of mixing it with the nut butter or some nuts or something, that you're just going to last longer, you're going to have a better quality of energy, I think is probably what it is, right?
Yes, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And you'll be able to feel the difference. Like sometimes you just won't be hungry as long, right? I'm not saying you'll be doing cartwheels or anything, but you'll be like, oh, okay, I sustained and focused on that project a little longer. Usually I'll say I need a break or something, right? Because your brain and you're just a little hungry. So here's some strategies for smart snacking. Because we can have all these ideas, these are the snacks, but if you don't have a strategy, it probably won't happen. So plan snacks ahead of time and portion them into like grab and go containers. I have all my clients do like full meal planning, but we're just talking about snacks, right? So like I just grab that from here. It's like right next to me, right? It's in the refrigerator or somewhere you may forget. So maybe even though you're working at home or if you're something, you can still have that container next to you for that reminder. This one is kind of similar. Keep healthy snacks readily available in your work or bag, in your workspace or bag. That's kind of what I'm saying. So if I already portion out fruit, make sure you bring it with you wherever you're working at that day. Okay. Because it's great it's at home, but if you're not home, you're not going to eat it. It's not going to be helpful for you. Okay. So have it readily available and then choose snacks that combine protein, fiber, and healthy fats for satiety and sustained energy. Okay. So by incorporating these strategies and snacks into your daily routine, you can fuel your body and, you know, get all the nutrients you need. So is that helpful? Was that helpful for everybody? You can say yes, you can drop a thing in the chat, whatever, we're interacting. So thumbs up, sideways. Okay.
We're
Good.
good.
So are you going to today or tomorrow implement these healthy strategies? I guess if you have these snacks, do you plan on doing that? Drop a fire emoji. We're gonna
Yeah.
implement these.
Or what
soon.
you're gonna make. I think I always like my hard boiled eggs, and I just need to remember to always like make a little batch, make a couple and have them ready to go. This just
Right,
makes it
right. Because then
easy.
you're like waiting for it to boil, right?
Yeah, and then you're like, then you're snacking while you're waiting.
Snacking on stuff while you're waiting for that.
Snacking while you're eating. So that's
Okay.
always, yeah. And the nuts, they always remind me of the nuts because I know nuts are healthy, but you have to find that balance with them.
Yeah.
And same with avocados, right? Super healthy, great, but just watching your, intake of those and
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So
Plan your
most of the time it's
snacks.
portion.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes,
take it like
let's snack. Let's
and I
snack.
love this idea that it's your snacks. We're not even stressing on like meal planning yet. It's just about snacks, people. Like it's the fun stuff, the small stuff, the easy stuff. Like Liz has got her to-go cheese. Maybe the next step is her other little piece, right? For me, I don't leave my house that often, but it's about having it ready in the fridge or whatnot, because I will get like, oh, this is taking too long, and then I'm gonna go with what's fast, even though it's right here in my house. So I love that reminder.
Yeah. It's like plan ahead, right? Okay, these are my
Mhm.
snacks for the day or whatever. So mindful, right? Mindful.
Yeah.
Be mindful, and that's half the battle. All right, we are going to switch gears
Woohoo.
here and go on to our next topic because I feel very confident that you all are going to do great on the snacks.
We're gonna snack. We're all
We're
gonna
gonna
snack.
So we're going to snack attack. All right, so let's talk about the importance of incorporating movement into busy entrepreneurial lifestyles. So I always want to talk about, so this is the part where we're talking about just kind of figuring out what movement snacks are, how to incorporate them into your daily routine. So up here, we know mental health benefits. This is just moving, right? Mental health exercise releases endorphins, transmitters, and promotes feelings of happiness and reduce stress. Physical health benefits, we know moving our body, right? As entrepreneurs, we tend to sit more than probably usual. And I don't know if you guys have heard the latest thing where they say sitting is the new smoking. I don't have all the research on that, but I kind of get where they're going, right? We don't want to be sitting. We're not really made to sit that often. And the more we stand up and stuff, the more sitting leads to, obesity and health things. So we want to be moving. Okay. And
Yeah.
then go ahead, Tom.
No, I was gonna say that full when they say sitting the new smoking, I think the depth of what they're talking about too, it's not that it's just sitting, right? It's the length at which we're sitting. It's the lack of the spells with lack of movement, right? If we were sitting and like constantly up and down and then moving around, sitting's fine. It's totally fine. You actually need to rest. But when you
Yeah.
haven't been moving and your body's at rest, like we have an issue. And again, I think it's so easily to accept it. We look around or we see people in offices, if you're not in an office, and go, this is how it is. This is normal. But it's not. It's not normal for our bodies, right? It's not normal for our
Yes.
biology. And so
Mhm.
being ready to go, look, yes, it can look normal and everyone go, that's just how it is. But I'm gonna choose to grow differently, to age differently, to treat my body differently. And so that means doing it in a way that it looks differently. So we definitely want to look like these people on the right over here in the dance party. I don't know where their computers will be, but we want to get over there and then move back because we need to figure out how to be moving throughout the day, not just some magical 30 minutes or hour when our workout happens. I think that's the big wake up call in this session today is to go, we gotta do it differently, right? We gotta be the new wave, the new style. I don't care what age you are, we're the new generation of how
Mhm.
entrepreneurs are going to go through like how we treat ourselves. So yeah, that's my battle cry right there, Chelsea.
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Definitely. And I think also we know the physical health benefits and the cognitive benefits. I mean, Tanya's talking about physical, but everything's connected, right? I tell all my clients, like, your physical and your mental are connected. And we know that, right? If I'm stressed out, all of a sudden, why is my stomach hurting? Right? Or if I'm nervous, it's like it is interconnected. There's no rewiring or like, separate things. So if we want to feel better, sometimes, working out is going to also be cognitive, right? It helps with our memory, attention, problem solving. I think moving, whether you're doing like a full workout or doing these movement snacks that we'll talk about, it kind of gives you just like, I did something for myself, right? I did that. Now
Yeah.
I can go and tackle this next thing. It's almost kind of like a little superpower. You just gave yourself a little ramp. Yeah, baby,
Love
let's
it.
go. So, and then energy and productivity, right? Your body. I was talking to somebody the other day and we were talking about working out and how like sometimes you feel tired, right? We just had this whole day and meetings and doing all this stuff. I cannot find a way to do any movement, right? And then what's crazy about our body is that we create our own energy. If you move, all of a sudden you have energy. If I don't move, I don't have energy. I don't know how the body, why it's wired like that, but it is. It's like if we start moving a little bit, all of a sudden we feel like we're creating some energy. So let's create some energy right now, real quick for ourselves. Okay.
Love it.
We're gonna do 500 push-ups. I'm just joking. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna put our hands together right here. Create some energy. You feel that energy in your hands? It wasn't there 5 seconds ago, was it? You created that. You are the creator of your energy. All right, now we're just going to bring our arms up a little bit and reach. Inhale, exhale. These will be, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself because we're going to do some movement stuff with this. All right.
I love
And
it.
maybe just a little twist, a little twist. If I have my music, I'll beatbox for you guys.
We'll figure it out next time. We'll get you some music.
Yeah, we'll get some. going, and then we just kind of shake it out, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it like a salt shake. Yes, honey, let it out. All right, so are we feeling a little different, right? We changed our state, we got a little different energy, and that was literally
Not
30,
even
40,
30 seconds, huh? That's amazing. I love it. It's so
right? And then
incredible.
we're feeling a little bit of, yeah, and you all could do that. It wasn't anything crazy, right?
That's
At
true.
least, yeah,
I mean, it
I'm gonna
was
ease
kind
you
of
guys
crazy,
into
but
it.
in a good way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't nothing you couldn't do. I'm gonna ease you into it. So,
Yeah.
movement. Does anybody, before we go into the concept, is anybody doing any movements during the day? Have a workout routine? Put one or two. Put one if yes, you're doing some type of movement. Put two if no, I haven't got there yet. You know, it could be anything, walking. Two, you haven't got there yet. That's all right. That's all right. Oh, we got the balloons. It's okay. It's okay. That's why we're going to do some movement snacks. One-ish. Okay. We kind of sometimes have that routine and sometimes it falls off, right?
Yeah,
And
some
that's
weeks are better
totally,
than others. Some weeks I
yes.
really manage to like get disciplined and really move a little bit every day and like more often, and then other weeks like it just all goes down the drain.
Yep, and that's how life works. But so I think these movement snacks will be good for you all because whether you are doing something or you're not, you're like, okay, hopefully when I go through these things, you're like, okay, I can at least I can start there, right? And I think the thing is starting where you're at. Sometimes we're like, oh, we got to do this and have a routine, and I got to go find somebody, and I got to do all this stuff. And you're like, whew, I'm tired just thinking about
Mm.
it. So, right?
That
Yeah, I'm like,
perfectionist, we
"Ooh."
try to make it so perfect or so big, then it's too big to do.
Yeah, yeah. So just a quick concept of movement snacks. I know Tanya had talked about this not too long ago in the group, but for those that weren't there or new to this, movement snacks are short bursts of physical activity strategically inserted into your day to break up sedentary movements and revitalize the mind and body. Okay. Similar to how we talked about snacks provide quick bursts of energy if we're eating well, right? Between meals, movement snacks offer that same thing, a way to rejuvenate the body and boost productivity between periods of prolonged sitting and focused work. All right. Somebody say something in the chat. A snack is a snack.
Food or movement, the snackety
Finger
snack.
movement. We're snacking. Okay. So some characteristics of snacks. What is a movement snack? If it doesn't have this, it's not a movement snack. No. So short duration. So they're brief, lasting a few minutes at a time, right? That was like 30 seconds, but probably 2 to 4 minutes, sometimes 1 minute. Okay. This makes it easy to incorporate into your busy schedule, right? We all got a minute if we got to go to the bathroom, right? Go to the bathroom and do some movement. Okay. And then accessible and convenient, right? It should be performed anywhere. We're going to try to do some stuff here. So require minimal space. You don't really need any equipment. I mean, you can start getting fancier if you want, right? Oh, now I have dumbbells and I can sit here. That could be a movement snack, right? If you have some canned foods, right? You don't have dumbbells, we'll figure it out. Trust me.
Oh, I
Um,
have this. I was sharing this. I have these bands. And they,
yes,
yes, and like they're
perfect.
easy, like they get into anything, and it's little resistant bands, and they're so helpful.
Yeah, yeah, you can do all kinds of things with those. You can burn the shoulders out real quick. So, you can do body weight exercises, right? Which you might do a little bit or may not. Anything to prevent you want to have it preference to you, what you can do, to start. And then it should be energizing and refreshing. So the primary goal of the movement snack is to recharge the body and mind. Engage in physical activities, feeling of lethargy, I can never say that word, improve circulation, enhance mental quality. Okay. So let's talk about a couple of these and we'll do a little bit of it. Do you got anything in the chat anybody's talking about? Okay.
No, we're good. We're good. I'll keep an eye on it for you.
Thank you much. Okay. So there's 3 types. We kind of talk about what they should look like. So there's desk-based exercises. Most of us are sitting in a desk area right now. There's active breaks and there's mindful movement practices. See, you can pick one of those. All right. It doesn't all have to be like, oh, I'm running, I'm sweating. That's great too, but there's 3 different types. So let's go into the first one. Desk-based exercise. No, we don't want to do that. Okay. So here's some, and
Sophie,
we'll
will
kind
you
of,
be sharing the slides with us? Like, or you could send them to me to share? Are they available?
yes, I'll share,
Okay.
I can share the whole slides with
Perfect,
you all.
perfect. Just after the fact. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, and I'll also gonna give you guys some things, so you'll have snack information and some other things, so, yes, I'll send you this stuff.
Woohoo. Okay.
All you need, you're gonna get all you want and more. So, neck rolls, so let's do some neck rolls real quick, we're just gonna go through this, what time are we, we're great on time. I like being on
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So we're gonna sit up nice and tall, maybe take a deep breath in, we'll do some breathing in a moment. Inhale, exhale, and then we're just gonna tilt the head to the left or right, whichever feels good to you. And you see, I'm kind of trying to keep my chest up as I tilt, right? Sometimes we tend to tilt this way. So here, and you can kind of look up a little bit and go where your neck is saying no or yes, right? I don't know if people have neck issues, so be careful. Inhale, and as you exhale, we'll come up. And then we'll go to the next side. And stretch. I mean, our necks, if you think about it, right? Between being on the computer, being on our phones. Yep. If whatever option you want, and a little rotate, you can rotate it up. And then come up, and then we kind of gently roll. I don't really like to roll down, but you can for a little bit, but like up and a little side to side. Sometimes I tell my clients we're doing like some stretching. I'm like, do what feels good. Like this is neck exercises for you. I like that, looking left and right. It's neck hygiene. You don't know that you got a problem until your neck starts hurting and then you can't do anything. And it's like, what the heck?
Those are my PT exercises.
Oh, okay. Oh, see. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Been
see, you
there.
got a professional in here.
Yeah,
Liz gonna
been
be the
there, done
assistant.
that.
Right. So you have to keep doing those things, right? Because if you don't keep stretching it, then it'll come back potentially. So that's one. And then one of my favorites, I always say this is a massage you can give yourself, is the shoulder shrug. So make sure your feet are flat on the floor and then relax the shoulders. And I keep breathing because the breathing kind of just relaxes you a little bit, right? If we're kind of tense. And then we're just going to lift up towards your ears and then kind of squeeze your shoulder blades back. So you're kind of giving your little shoulders a massage. Liz is getting into it. Get it? Yeah, it's a professional over here. Got to step up my game, my shoulder shrug game. And then you can alternate, right? Like I said, I mean, you can go a little forward, but because posture wise, right? And we probably are a little more hunched when we really don't want to perpetuate that. Okay, so that's one here. And then one more we'll do is the seated spinal twist. So you sit up tall again. If you have a chair and you want to grab something, or you can just kind of turn here. And we're thinking about turning from the spine, right? Yep. And then I'm going to look behind me. So don't think about turning from the neck. Think about your spine is actually rotating. And you want to hold about 10 to 20 seconds. I'm grabbing the chair to give me a little more of a twist. I'm even putting my hand on my thigh for a little more of a twist, but do what feels good. Breathe, inhale. On the exhale, we'll slowly rotate and go the other way. Nice and tall. I think I'm hearing some popping in my back. It's always a good thing as long as no pain. And come up. And then here I have stand up or sit up and reach to the sky. We kind of did that. Right? Yes. Get it,
Everyone looks like they're cheering. I like it. It's like, I have someone comes in right now. They're like, what are they so happy about?
What are they doing? And then you can
Like,
sit in. He's like, I want to join. What are you guys doing? Yes, we're having fun. And then the last one, the sit and reach, is just kind of like a hinge. I mean, I can't really, you're going to kind of hinge forward and just kind of reach for your toes or your ankles. So that's
okay, so you're kind of like you're
yes,
sitting and then going for your ankles.
yes. And then you kind of hinge at your hip, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then you can just
Everyone
kind of
disappeared.
Yes, perfect. That means we're doing it. Interactive. When you do things, then you can feel it, right? The theory of something is just a theory, like, well, that seems like a good idea. But when you're actually putting it into practice, then you can see, oh, I like that or I don't like it. So those
And
are
none of this was wild. None of this was like, you didn't need to change into your workout clothes or anything. Like it's accessible at all times.
Yeah, and even if you're somewhere in a coffee shop or a workspace, not at your home, you can do shoulders, right? Like,
Right,
no
yeah,
one's
no
really
one's
gonna
gonna be like, oh
pay
my gosh, that
attention.
person's doing
Yeah.
shoulder shrugs. It's so
Right.
weird. Like, you
I
can
don't
do
care
it
anyway. I
anywhere.
do weird things for fun.
Yeah,
So, okay.
right.
So let's keep this ball moving. So
Awesome. Yeah,
active
we got it.
breaks. Active breaks I really like, and this is one of my favorite, the walking meetings.
Mhm.
When you're not on the, obviously, I mean, I guess you could do it on your phone, FaceTime, but like if you're just on the phone, I love doing
Mhm.
active meetings. Like instead of sitting for your meeting, you walk
Mhm.
outside or the office. Sometimes it clears my mind. Of course, if you have papers or something, could be different. But you know what type of meetings you could do that. So
Mhm.
walking means not only movement, but stimulates creativity and foster better communication. Like today, the sun is out. I'm like, I can't wait to go outside and just kind of get some sun, right? Or even if there is no sun, it's just the fresh air. So walking
I've even
meetings.
heard this of like coaches who ask their, because I know for some coaches, like, well, I can't be walking when my client's there, but they've actually talked to their clients and they'll discuss every couple of meetings together to do a walking meeting. So each
Wow.
person's on their phone walking, and the whole idea from the coach's perspective is like, the client is going to get a different insights or thoughts as they're moving and walking. So if it makes sense for your business or what you might be doing, one option is for you to do the walking, and others invite the others and say, why don't we make this a walking meeting? And maybe you open something else for that person as well. So just the thought.
Yeah, we're trying to spread all kind of
Yeah,
things,
spread
right? Like
it.
we're trying to spread, whatever your business is. And then it's like, hey, if we can help people be happy and feel better, I think that's something we want to do intrinsically anyway. So
Yeah.
the more love we can share in that way, let's do that. Stair climbing. Sometimes in certain spaces, you may see some stairs, some workspace. Some people have workspace where they can do quick burst activities, some stairs. That'll get your heart rate going, right? I have a client right up the street. We go 24-hour fitness, and literally, it's a gym. Literally, to get to the top, it's at the top, you have to go through 3 flights of stairs. And we never want to take the elevator because, like, we're going to work out. But I tell you, you walk up those stairs at the end, you're like, whoo, I still got to work out. So stairs are really good. And it's not a lot. I mean, but it's enough. So if you see some stairs, maybe when you're doing your walking meeting or after.
Yeah, take them. I like it.
And then a quick burst of cardio. This is do this for 1 minute. So you can stand up from your desk and do some jumping jacks or some high knees for a minute. These help increase energy levels and combat effects of prolonged sitting. So who's open to do something for 1 minute with me?
Let's
Everybody
do
first.
it. Let's do it.
So what we're going to do, it's not going to be anything. And if you don't want to, you can sit there and just cheer us on. Okay. No one has to do anything they don't want to do. That's my motto in life. Don't do it if you don't want to. Okay. So what we're going to do is just stand up. It's okay if we're out of this thing because this is for us.
This is,
And we're
yeah.
just going to have my clock. Okay. So we're going to do it legitimately. We're just going to
Oh my.
start with, for the first 30 seconds, we're just going to drive our knees up nice and controlled, nothing crazy. Okay. So let's go. Let's get that starting. Yes, if you're watching replay, stand up and let's do this too. Okay.
Yeah, you
You
on the
can get out
replay.
of it.
Stand up.
And if you want, sometimes I'll do this when I'm starting. So it's like, okay, I have a target for my knees. There you go. And everybody's different. You want to speed up if we're good here. We got about 10 more seconds. My legs are already burning. Are you guys okay?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to add something for the last 30 seconds, and then we'll be done with our movement. Okay. Now we're going to add our arms. So while we're driving, this little coordination, be careful. Yep, you can reach to the sky if you want to reach out, but you got to breathe. So how much more time we got? We got 15 more seconds, and it will be a minute. Woo, yes. Come on, team. Let's go, Chinge. I see you, Liz. We got 5 seconds. Woo. I'm glad I only said a minute because I don't know how it works. 3, 2, and time. Nice work. Woo. That was 1 minute. Liz, you did your workout for today. Great job. Great job. So that was a movement snack. And then the last one. So those are active breaks. And then these are ones a little more chill. right? You could do desk yoga. We won't have to do too much there. I'll show you one movement there. So seated yoga poses, sort of the stuff we did. I mean, yoga is just stretching. Well, some people would say it's more than that, but one that I like that you can do that we can do is a seated cat and cow. So it's like you can drop this down a little bit, where you're arching your back and then you're rounding your back. Again, be careful if you have, back issues. Yep, so it's kind of like an arch and a round if you're not familiar. And then you want to breathe. Anytime we're stretching, slow down. I know we're all into doing a million things at once, but we want to just kind of relax so then we can recharge and be ready for the day. And then one that I really like to do with my clients, we'll do it real quickly, is a deep breathing. I've been talking about breathing. Okay, so we're going to inhale for a count of 4, we'll hold for 3, and then exhale for 4. All right, so we'll take a nice deep breath in, sitting up tall. Inhale, I'll count it 4, 3, hold it, 2, hold it, 1. When you feel like you really want to let it go, hold on. 3, 2, 1, and then a slow exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that resets your vagus nerve, that stress nerve. So whenever you're feeling like maybe a little, uptight or anxious, just take some deep breaths in. Okay. A lot of times we just breathe shallow throughout the day. Just even a nice deep breath in and a slow exhale. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just breathe into your belly and then exhale. And then
it's the
Tai
very
Chi.
thing that keeps us alive, right? Is the breath. And when we're doing that shallow breathing, I mean, it's like we're keeping, without sounding cheesy, like we're keeping life from ourselves, right? Like it's an actual phenomena. There's a lot of research on it, like how humans have evolved just recently to this shallow breathing. It wasn't always the case. And for a fun thing you can research, there's actually a TED Talk that talks about his theory is that weight loss actually happens through our breath, because he was chasing where he's like, energy doesn't die, so where does the energy go? Where does the fat on the body actually go? And so he did this whole research that brings it into breathing. So if you've been like, oh, I don't know, breathing, schmeathing, okay, if that's a motivation for you, go breathe it away. You can breathe yourself into shape. So there's a lot to be said. Obviously, one is a little more fun, but overall how powerful this is. And I think we just downplay it so easily because it's like, ugh, just breathing, but it's literally just breathing. And that's why for some reason it's also what Jim Rohn says, what's easy to do is also just as easy not to do. And so I would say don't gloss over this one. It's really powerful.
Yeah, the breath is, try to hold your breath for 5 minutes, see what happens, right? Don't breathe, right?
It's pretty important. Yeah, all of a sudden it's real serious.
Yeah, definitely. So take some time. And again, what does it say? Mindful moment, right? We've been just talking about just being mindful. I think just being aware is going to help you a lot, even if that. And Tai Chi, I'm not really into that. That's not my expertise, but you can go to YouTube. Tanya might be an expert
Talk to
in Tai
Tanya a
Chi.
little bit. Yes.
Talk to her about that. But again, it's still like movements and mindful breathing and things like that.
It's a very slow movement. And I'll tell you, when I first started doing Kung Fu, it was the first time in my first week and even subsequent weeks, it was the first time I was sweating, was actually when I was doing Tai Chi. So I was out there doing these wild moves and all these things I had to try, but it was the slow concentration of every little piece of Tai Chi that was like, it was so easy and hard. It's the thing, like only way I can describe it. So like it's incredible. I absolutely adore it. And there's so many of those movements I'd still use and mess around with, and I mean it's just great. So yeah, I have plenty to say about it if anyone's ever curious.
Yeah. I'll on the slide when I send the thing, I can send a little YouTube thing. I do like Tai Chi. I've done it once or twice. It's just really calming, and most anybody can do, right? You see a lot of older adults doing things because everybody can do it, but also don't write it off because someone older is doing something.
Right. And I will say this, Chelsea, since we're both from the same place, Signal Hill, there's a free Tai Chi there, I think every week if you haven't gone. Get up there.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Go check it out while you're still in California. You need to go.
Right. Okay. And then research shows that some research showed that doing movement snack 3 times a day, right? So you can set your alarm 3 times a day, 7 days a week can improve your cardiovascular health. Just doing
Just the
1 or 2.
snacks.
Just the snacks.
Just the
3 times a
snacks.
day, minute,
Yeah.
minute, or if you're doing your walk. So that can just be where you start, if
Yeah.
nothing else, you know?
I love it. I love it
Yes,
so
do your
much.
snacks.
And I only
All
required
right.
like our M360s, we only had to have 2, all right? I was going easy on you, so 2. Oh, Liz
We
had to
going
run. No problem,
3.
Liz. She jumped in, she's like,
Okay.
I got my workout, I'm out. All right.
That's totally fine. Okay, so what we learned is what healthy snacks are and why we should eat them,
Mhm.
right? And then movement snacks, and then how to incorporate them into our daily activities. I am going to, the next slide shows the contact information, because if you go to my website, let me go there and then we'll come back here and we'll do whatever questions you need. If you go to my website, coachyoufit.com, there's a, on my page, you can get the 50 snack tips. So I know we shared 4 tips today, but you can get the 50 snack tips, and it's in a bundle, so you just get everything. So it's 50 snack tips, some smoothie recipe ideas, and a 21-day reset. So if
Oh
you go
my.
there, go there, grab that, and you'll be set for that. And then also you can schedule, if you want more information and support, like I had talked about before, you can schedule a 30-minute free strategy session with me. So go to the website, all that information will be there for you.
Awesome. And Chelsea, also, if you go into the group, when you have a moment, and also maybe drop that same link. And
Okay.
just, yeah, and we can just say, hey, everyone, if you missed, catch the replay of Nourish and Flourish if you missed it, and here's all the goodies I have for you. So that way, anyone who, even if they're not watching this replay, can see what they might be missing out on.
I will do that as soon as this is over.
Awesome.
Any questions, comments, concerns?
So concerned. I mean, it was great. I think it was, I love the movement. Like, some stuff we know, some stuff's reminders, some stuff is new, but
Yeah.
just sitting there and making us do it, I think is like so powerful, right, Chiggy? Like, she could have told us like, hey, do it. And we're like, yeah. But like doing it, you're like, oh, it's actually really easy. It's really attainable. It's, again, knowing it intellectually will never be enough. It's when you do it, and then this whole other like, I get it. Like, it just finally hits. As simple as this is, I think that would be my biggest takeaway. I don't know. What do you say, Chang'e? Since it's us in here.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. It's just so nice that we actually did it. So I was literally thinking like, this is so easy, and it's like just a minute. So
Yeah, and the heart rate was up and everything.
Exactly.
Good.
I
It
also
can
really
change
like
our
the
health.
yeah. I also really like the idea of scheduling snacks. Like, I mean, I was literally thinking like, I put it on my calendar and it's just there, like how easy it is.
Yeah, so
And
easy.
it's
We don't
done
do it.
quick.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's what's easy to do is also easy not to do. And so I think
Exactly.
that was our biggest takeaways, right? Like, pack some snacks, right, for the week, whatever that means, if it's to go with you or if it's in the fridge, and pre-schedule your movement snacks, right? Have that little alarm go off. It goes off. Sometimes even go off for a whole minute. You can just go like, do it until your alarm goes off. And have that 3 times, like that's the ultimate goal. Start at 1 if it's like really feeling like the mud for you right now. 2 if you're like what I'm pushing you to, and 3, right? That's the golden one there. But those little moves, 3 minutes of your day, like you scroll longer than that, unfortunately. Yeah, so yeah, I'd say commit to it. So maybe perhaps, Chelsea, we can talk about it after. Maybe we can get a nice little post up there pushing everybody to also talk about like, hey, your homework today, this week, for this month, whatever. It's, to try your 3 movement snacks. So that could be awesome. Or we could even share with where this is on the video, and they can do it with us where they missed out.
There we go. I like it. I
There you
like
go.
that idea.
I love it.
Thank you all so much for
Awesome.
joining
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you, Chelsea. Do you want to go ahead and stop the sharing for a moment so we can see your lovely face once more? There we go. So awesome. Yeah, thank you for our first Nourish and Flourish. And I think we keep doing this kind of stuff, having a space to have these conversations. Connect with Chelsea, connect with her in the group, go get that bundle. RSVP for the next one. Chenge, UI, and Liz will tell everybody that they need to show up and stop missing out. And we'll go from there. So I guess with all that, we
Appreciate
could
it.
say goodbye.
Yeah, thank
Thanks.
you so much. It was
You're
very,
Yeah.
very
welcome. It
good.
was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. See you soon.
All right, see y'all.
See you.